Hi, I'm Megh Shukla, and I will be covering two topics in this talk. The first topic, as the title suggests, establishes a connection between expected gradient length and Bayesian uncertainty in vision. Subsequently, we explore active learning, a paradigm which reduces annotation cost and deployment time by intelligently selecting images for annotation. We extend the ideas behind expected gradient length to a single deterministic network with the aim of maximizing model performance per set of images annotated. A quick summary: expected gradient length, or EGL, is a classical active learning technique which uses gradients as a measure of informative content. Since we do not have the true labels, EGL iterates through various probable labels for gradient computation. Images with the highest expected gradient are then selected for annotation. However, expected gradient length regression is intuitively defined and lacks theory. Bayesian uncertainty computer vision remains popular due to its simplicity and elegance. It unifies both epistemic and aleatoric uncertainty in a single framework. Aleatoric uncertainty represents the inherent noise in data acquisition, whereas epistemic uncertainty is the ambiguity resulting from the lack of data. The reason why we are here: are these two techniques equivalent? Yes. We use the no-free-lunch theorem, Fisher information, and regression analysis to establish equivalency. So let's say we define a true distribution P parameterized by theta naught. Our goal is to estimate theta naught from the set of observations. We also define a distribution over our observed samples we call Q. In fact, multiple sources in literature assume that theta naught alone parameterizes the sample distribution. However, is this correct? For instance, Bayesian analysis provides for a general framework that marginalizes over theta. But do we need to do this? Are there really multiple plausible hypotheses defining our sample distribution? We turn to the no-free-lunch theorem for an answer. The essence of the theorem is that there is no universal learner. No learner can succeed on all learning tasks. If our model encodes little task-specific bias and we have limited number of observations, then any of the multiple plausible hypotheses could be the true hypothesis, and the expected risk over all theta converges to chance. Therefore, the no-free-lunch theorem supports the argument for multiple hypotheses. Next, we use an important result in statistics that relates the convergence of parameters with the Fisher information. A better convergence implies maximizing the Fisher information, leading us to the formulation of EGL regression. In fact, regression analysis allows us to compute a closed form solution. For instance, linear regression, Gaussian process, as well as aleatoric uncertainty allow us to treat Qy given x as a Gaussian distribution. The normal distribution combined with the mean square error gradient beautifully combine to derive the closed form solution for EGL regression. Similar to Bayesian uncertainty in vision, EGL regression allows us to compute the epistemic or global uncertainty from the ensemble. Additionally, the sigma term can represent learned heteroscedastic aleatoric uncertainty, or, if obtained from linear regression or Gaussian process, represents the local uncertainty for each ensemble member. This completes a theoretical contribution. Our algorithmic contribution, EGL++, extends EGL to tasks where the assumptions underlying Bayesian uncertainty and our derived solutions are not satisfied. One such task that does not meet these assumptions is human pose estimation. In this scenario, EGL++ leverages TSNE to compute a distribution over possible inferences. TSNE allows us to quantify the neighborhood for a sample. We iterate over each labeled neighboring point, treating the corresponding label as the true label for our unlabeled sample. EGL++ combines the probability of being a neighbor along with the associated gradient to return the expected gradient length for each sample. This approach also improves interpretability in active learning, as seen with the figure on the right. Finally, we also use paired t-tests to show that EGL++ is competitive in human key point detection and at its worst is comparable to the best performing active learning algorithm. EGL++ allows us to obtain interpretable uncertainty estimates from a single deterministic network. The method is plug and play with existing architectures and is task agnostic. All we need for EGL++ are embeddings and task agnostic gradients. Thank you. Please feel free to reach out for any clarifications. Slides and supplementary material are available on my webpage. Once again, thank you.